Watch out. Down.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's down. He's down. Why did my fucking... I hate these sequences, bro. I fucking hate them. Fucking hate them. I don't even know why the fuck I even got them slotted. Shit got... Goodbye.
Bro, this is crazy. He was sitting in my cloud. I'll back up.
He's got 100% hazard, this guy. This shotgunner.
Don't let him shoot you.
Oh.
I'm coming up the street. Hold on. Here I come.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, he's behind me. Like I clutched him too.
I put away my berserk clutch. Just let me get back.
There we go. There we go.
Fuck,
There we go.
I got knocked.
He's down.
Ambush detected.
Hey YouTube, Be Righteous from Identity, back with another build video. I hope you all enjoyed that trailer I dropped a couple days ago. I know I did, and I'm so excited to showcase the build today. I just want to say that this build has some exclusive characteristics to it that I'm very eager to show you, so don't go anywhere. If you're new to my channel and interested in builds from DPS all the way to skill, then please drop a like and hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all my content. Corrosive Intent utilizes the oxidizer variant of the chem launcher and carries with it a certain feat that no other skill has. It permeates through those impenetrable 100% hazard protection builds, which in fact places this skill in a special category, one that humbles you once you realize you're not invincible. The purpose of this build is to constantly apply pressure to the opposition by keeping them on the move. No way they'll stay in cover with this cloud around them. It's perfect for those who like sitting on cover. Also, this skill stacks, meaning that the more you shoot these on top of one another, the more damage you inflict. And the best part about this skill is that it completely ignores hazard protection. How sweet is that, man? This build is a hybrid, and I definitely plan on making a complete skill version of this, being that it's so effective. With its ability to bypass hazard protection makes this skill one of a kind. The instant detonation upon impact proves this skill is a formidable asset in battle. I really want to show you everything this build has to offer, so let's get right into it. Alright, here we go. I figured I'd come back to the contaminated zone where I found this thing. Seems fitting for the video. But anyway, this build I am so excited about. First of all, because everybody running around here with 100% hazard protection, and I just found this out a couple days ago, this completely ignores that. So I decided to make a build surrounding this skill, and it's very versatile. So let me tell you what it's about. I'm going with the technician specialization for many reasons, and I'm going to tell you throughout the build video. And for the weapons, I don't use any exotics. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 name items in here. For the primary weapon, I use the Pyromaniac. And I told you before in my Firecrest 2.0 build that the base damage was too low for me to use that. I'm going to figure out a way to incorporate that in that build because I really like the Pyromaniac. But I think that the Pyromaniac is better for higher weapon damage builds, because if you could set people on fire like every second kill, that's unmatched to be able to do something like that. So I don't know if you know what the Pyromaniac does, but every second kill it applies burning to the next enemy, and you deal 40% weapon damage to those burning targets. Really good weapon. And the holster talent, you're gonna want to protect to deploy, and I'll tell you why later on in the video. So the secondary weapon I use is the new shotgun called the Send-Off. The Send-Off is a named weapon, and you get this from doing the specialization specific tasks, and I think this is like the third one down. They tell you to do certain things and then you unlock feats, and this is one of the blueprints you unlock. Good thing about the Send-Off is that it has perfectly rooted. Rooted is one of the best talents you can have on a hybrid or skill build, because while sitting in cover you do extra skill damage, and the perfect version of this is 30% instead of 25. So this is the must-have. And for my pistol, I just use it for the holster talent, which is recharged. And being that I'm using the oxidizer, the longer that skill permeates on the ground, the better. So you get 25% more duration when you're at full armor. Alright, the build is something different than you guys might be used to. Now, personally, I've never seen anybody run 3-piece Providence because I didn't really see a reason to. But now, this setup fits right into this build. And for the mask, I have the Night Watcher because I'm utilizing Pulse with the Technician laser, which is something you always want to do. And if you have enough yellows to pull it off, this is the best way to utilize that laser pointer. And Perfect Spotter gives you 20% weapon damage to pulse targets at all times. So no matter what you're doing, you're always going to be doing this because of that laser. And then I added damage to elites, and crit chance was already on here. Chest piece, really nice chest piece for Providence. It has Berserk on it. Now this came with 15% weapon damage and armor. I just rolled over the health. This was one of these chest pieces that came out a long time ago, and I just bought like 20 of them. So I was very fortunate to have this chest piece. And I have Berserk, and in this meta, Berserk is a very good talent to have to compete with so many other builds. You know, losing armor, doing more damage is, I mean, you can't ask for nothing better than that in the damage department. You're bound to lose your armor, so why not do more weapon damage in the process? And for my holster, I stated this before, you know, Alp Summit has probably one of the best holsters. It has one talent, it has one attribute, and has a utility and offensive mod slot. That's a lot on just the holster. And I rolled skill power on here because this is a hybrid, so I wanted to get to 3,000 skill power, and holster is what gives you the most, some of the most skill power you can get. Okay, this backpack, okay, it's called a Sacrifice. It's a Providence, and I didn't even know that this backpack existed. I was just farming for another backpack in the DZ, and they dropped the Sacrifice. I was like, Sacrifice, what is that? And I saw this Providence. It was exactly what I needed. It's like I was already farming for Providence. They gave me a really good one, and I wasn't even looking for it. So this is the backpack that has perfectly on the ropes. Now, the ideal roll to get on this is hardened, and we all know how hard it is to get like on the ropes and hardened. But the good thing about this is that this is always gonna drop with perfectly on the ropes, so you're not gonna have to worry about praying for this talent, because you can get up to 400k armor on this, and that's ideal for me. That's what I would want to be at. Eventually I'll get it. So for right now, this is what I have, and I rolled 20.5k armor, and you want to get 7 yellows so you can activate on the ropes. So this is back to the old school on the ropes, you know, 20%. That's some good damage. 20% for on the ropes, 20% for spotter. And I have skill power and skill haste. So you want 2 yellows and a blue on here. Don't really worry about weapon damage on this. You got weapon damage on the chest piece. For this, you want it all to come together, so you need to sacrifice a few things in order to do that. And the gloves, I have the BTSU data gloves. Okay, now I want to tell you something. For these gloves, you need to use a status effect in order to activate these. So the oxidizer is not a status effect, so it doesn't activate the gloves. That's why I'm using the Pyromaniac, so that whenever I get a second kill, set somebody on fire, it activates my gloves. The perfect relationship. I love it. And I want to tell you something else that this Pyromaniac does that's going to blow your mind. But I'm going to tell you about that when I get to the skills. And this is one of the parts I'm really excited about most in this build. So once you activate the BTSU gloves, your oxidizer becomes significantly stronger. It could be stronger because I have 7 yellows, and that's 70%. That's why in the intro I told you I want to make a complete skill build version of this, so I can get about 14-15 yellows and make the oxidizer way strong. Knee pads. Urban Warfare knee pads. Providence defense. I already have total armor rolled on my chest piece and on my backpack. So total armor, you don't want to keep stacking total armor, because you want to have some armor for that total armor to be able to stack. That's why I rolled 15,000 on here. And I did a test and it turns out that this yields better results. And I rolled empowered to get more skill power. For the skills, I initially, I said that I activate the gloves with my pyromaniac. And that was because I was using this build 2 different ways. And initially I was using it with the Hive Restorer, the Restore Hive. And I have some good heal mods on here, 2 of them that are like 50% almost. Ideally, you would think that it would heal you really good, but they nerfed the healing all around in this game. In PvE it works really well, but in PvP it's like, unless you stack that along with other people's heals and like a double heal with like the Minder Mine or Chem Launcher, it's just not worth it to run in PvP. But it's a really good idea to be able to activate your gloves without having to use a status effect from your skills. So that's why for the skill I switched to Explosive Seeker Mine, so I can activate my gloves with this and with my pyromaniac. And the juicy thing about this, man, is that it's on a 10.3 second cooldown. That is crazy. It still does a lot of damage, but one of the main reasons I'm using it is for the stagger. I remember I was in a DZ farming the other day, and there was this guy, he had 600k armor, man, and he had a shotgun build. And I'm like, that is nuts. That's crazy to have that much armor and just running around with a shotgun build. On top of that, he had 100% hazard protection. And I wasn't using this build, but I was using another build where I had a Seeker Mine on a 10-second cooldown. He ran right up to my rope. He started cutting my rope, and I started shooting him. He got off the rope. He tried to come at me. Dropped my Seeker Mine. Staggered him. Created some distance. Shot at him again. He tried to come at me again. I staggered him again. So honestly, I'm gonna make a build that counters shotgun builds, but we're not gonna get into that right now. It's just that the 10-second cooldown for this helps out against people who like to close the distance, because like I said, the purpose of this build is to keep people on the move. And with this being a cover shooter, people like to stay on cover. And so when I shoot this Oxidizer Chem Launcher at people, they immediately get off the cover. It's crazy. And then if I shoot another one, it's just going to double down the damage, so it keeps them on the move. So that's going to make them want to come and run at you to stop you from shooting the Oxidizer. So that's when you throw the Seeker Mine down so they can't do that. So if you're planning a team with this, man, it is really effective, man. The good thing about the Oxidizer also is that it's like a corrosive, so it destroys armor faster than normal. And it also destroys skills and skill proxies faster. And this, coupled with the specialization talent where you do 20% more damage to skills and skill proxies, is really nice. And man, the reason why I told you earlier about how you need to have protected deploy, because you get 10% bonus armor when holding a skill. Well, the specialization on the technician specialization tree, there's a talent that when you're holding a skill, it gives you 15% bonus armor. So you have 25% bonus armor when you're just holding the skill. That is nuts. And I've done this before. When you're running and somebody's shooting you in the back, when your bonus armor depletes, you could just switch to your weapon, then switch back to your skill. The bonus armor comes back again. This right here is one of a kind, I tell you. It's not like the fire starter Chem Launcher, because if somebody's on cover up high or something like that and you shoot the fire starter Chem Launcher, it might bounce off the wall, it might not get up there, it might miss them. But the Oxidizer, wherever you shoot it at, it just instantly detonates in that area, whether they're up high, whether it's on a wall, and it permeates through the wall. That's why this skill is so effective. Oh, and I almost forgot. Let me tell you about what it does, man. Let me tell you about what it does. This talent, okay, Perfectly Ignited, it performs like a holstered talent for the Oxidizer. Let me explain to you what that means. After you get that second kill with the Pyromaniac, you're gonna see a little icon pop up next to your gun with a fire symbol, letting you know that the next person you shoot is gonna set on fire. So if you switch to your Oxidizer, when that buff is active and you shoot the Oxidizer at your enemy, they're gonna catch on fire and take the damage of the Oxidizer. So it's a double-edged sword. It's like you're shooting a fire starter and an Oxidizer at your enemy. It is crazy. And I found that out by accident. So yeah, man, this build is super strong. And you could just use this for a rush mechanic with your team. You know, light up an area where people are sitting in cover, and then once it's all in the air, you just rush. I mean, there's so many strategies surrounding this skill. So yeah, that's pretty much the build, and this is really good. It synergizes really well because with on the ropes, when you use you're going to be using your secret mine a lot, and you're going to be using these a lot, the oxidizer. And with these being on cooldown, you're constantly going to have on the ropes active, on the rope spotter. And so I feel like this is the perfect hybrid, man. Tell me what you think down in the comments about this build. Try it out. It's an amazing build, and it means that you'll be able to do damage to people that have 100% hazard protection. It'll be nice to see more of this in the DZ and in conflict or whatever. Not to mention how amazing this is in PvE. So if this video helped you out in any way, please drop a like and hit that subscribe button, join the team, and I'll see you in the next build video. Be right out.